Great. I've just gone to change the audio output, and I've just seen there's an update. Your device needs to restart. Well, I'm not doing it now. I'm going to defer it because we're doing Kerbal. And let me do my nose. We got an active contract. Hi, syntax. I don't know what you mean by yellow. Normal in quotes. Hang on, let me pause what I was listening to. Yeah, normal, as normal as a Kerbal rocket can be. I mean, it's we got the. That's better. We're just taking the tourists because of the end of the last stream. I took a contract so we could. Hang on. I haven't started the Kerbal graph updater yet. Let me find it. Kerbal tracker. Let me find that. Let me update the graph update. The graph at the top of the screen is going to update now. Su-47, is that the one with the forward wing? Forward wings, the forward swept wings. Su-47. Tebow Arkin. Tebow. Sorry, I know somebody else who streams called Kibo. Kibo and Tebow. I assume they're two different people. They're not the same person. Yeah, we're just doing a basic contract at the moment. We're just taking some. We're using the old the Kerbal bus, and we're taking a tourist to Minmus. I assume it's Minmus, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to Minmus. I know we've done Minmus things before. I'd just like to get some money. Well, thank you. I'd just like to get some Kerbal, because this is a career game. I'd like to get some Kerbal cash so that we can start working on to other projects. I don't think this is a good enough launch, so that should have been further around. Our re-entry point should have been further around. So I'm carefully watching the nav ball and the apoapsis, periapsis. Thank you, Tebow. You have 747 subs. Yes, 747. We're not. Yeah, this launch isn't very good. At least we're in orbit. We're in orbit now, but the orbit's highly elliptical. You might be surprised if my subs. If a craft in KSP is crewed, is it manned or curbed? It could be curbed. We could call it curbed, curbled. It's like what you've got 1.12 thousand subs. What's that? 1,112. 1,120, isn't it? It's by goal. That's a decent amount of subs. I suppose you can get monetized with that, is it? Yeah, 747 subs. I did notice 747 subs. I mean, when I worked in aviation, I worked around 747s, but I never worked on a 747. Oh, thank you for the like. Yeah, we're just doing a basic for RCS. We're just doing a basic Kerbal. Get the solar panels out. I've forgotten to do the solar panels before now and caused a problem. Right, let's get the solar panels out. So we've got a tourist aboard. We've got Desky, who's an engineer. We've got Darlock, who is a pilot. I assume these have all been around Kerbin before. There we go. One's only had a suborbital flight. Tannery, and we got two tourists. We got John Moll and Gerloff. How's the SSTO? We haven't done anything with the SSTO. It's. Well, thank you, Tebow. Yeah, the SSTO is still stuck there at KSC. I haven't done anything with it. I was trying to think of different ways of we could get fuel aboard. I think, yeah, like rather than moving the fuel tank up to the docking port, I was thinking of moving the whole machine up to the docking port and having it on raised legs. You know, like we got the cranes on the Minmus. We might see one of the cranes tonight if we can get the Kerbals to Minmus. Right, where's the ferret? Where's the ferret? Let's set the name in on this control. Where is it? Rename vessel. Right, accept. I'm from the Philippines. Oh, you're from the Philippines. That's a far way away. That's the other side of the world. You speak UK and a little bit of Filipino. Yeah, I don't know about Filipino. I don't know what languages you speak out there. That's a nice place, the other side of the world. Yes, almost the other side of the world from us. The closest I've been to the Philippines is I transferred flights at Hong Kong. What's the UK language? Yeah, well, you could say English, but I'm not English. I'm Welsh, so you could mean English. English, English. Right, where are we? I'm looking. We're looking for the lander. Where's the flipping lander? Let me turn off what I was going on the other monitor. Where's the lander? It should be in orbit, isn't it? Potato masher. Where is the ferret? Asteroid miner. There's the tug. Cafe Alpha. Do a bit there. Stealthed. Is it attached to one of the tugs and it's got a name? There's Eiffel. Eiffel was so the three tugs are in orbit around Kerbin. I don't care what you call it. It's just the language that I speak or what people speak. Yeah, they look like a ring because it's easier to get into a equatorial orbit. So I stick most stuff into an equatorial orbit. The problem is though sometimes you lose communication with stuff. Yeah, it is easier to have a. You know, if we went into like an orbit like that, it's harder because I think that was a contract to get into a particular orbit. That's why it's up there. What's your fave country? Favorite country? Well, I've done several holidays to Japan, Nihon, and I've studied the language. And I'm thinking about going back to university for Nihon, but I've been there. Boo. By the way, isn't it BTW? Is that what you? Is that... Right, let's circularize by here, and then I'll try and find the tug, just so we can make sure this is in orbit. All right, let's leave it there and not waste fuel. Right, there's a couple of tugs in orbit, so I assume one of them has got the lander attached. Right, switch to this tug. BRB. Be right back. Right, now this has no tugs attached. So this is one of the tugs, and we use it to push things out to orbit. I'm going to take this to one of the space stations. Because I got a feeling one of the tug could be at one of the space stations. The space station I take it to is called Cafe Alpha. Yes, Cafe Alpha from Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko. If I find it, there you go, Cafe Alpha, set its target. My favourite animals are orcas, turtles, sperm whales, dolphins, octopus, and carp case. Oh, a lot of impressive things there, T-Bone. Literally, I have an orca plushie. You got an orca plushie, that's awesome. Orca plushie. My mum's cat's got a whale plushie and he attacks it. That's the cat. Right, descending node. We're 0.2 degrees off inclination, so that's a descending node, so he's set normal. So we do an ascending burn at the descending node. It'll raise the inclination of that part of the orbit. We're only 0.2 degrees off. So I'm going to get this tug to the one of the space stations because I believe the lander is in orbit here somewhere. I just got to find it. So much stuff in orbit. We gotta find stuff. If we do the burn closer to the node, it's more effective. We use less fuel. Okay. My orca plushie is not small. It's long. It really reaches start to my. Oh, it must be a massive one then. That sounds awesome, actually. Sounds awesome. Big orca plushie. Right, F5 to do a quick save. We'll do a retrograde burn now, which will lower our orbit. So once we cross the orbit of our target, which is the space station, we'll do a maneuver node so we can come alongside it. So we've got the same inclination now. Do a retrograde burn, lower the orbit. Remember that we do a burn on this side, it lowers the orbit on the other side of the planet. Wait till our orbits cross. It doesn't actually cross till 2 crossing points here. By the way, do you have any moderators? No, I don't have a moderator. I'm not going to have a moderator yet. I've only got 747 subs and only an average of like 4 or 5 viewers at a time, so I don't think that there's a need for a moderator yet. I mean, don't know how things are going to go. Don't know how things are going to go. I mean, if I was making money, things would be different. Because if I do go back to university, if I do go back to college, and I need an income, and if I could make an income from streaming, that would be brilliant, wouldn't it? But I don't think there's a call for it yet. Yet. I mean, that doesn't mean there's not going to be something in the future. Yeah, it doesn't mean things will change in the future, but no, things might. So we've got 9.2 meters per second burned just to alter our orbit a bit so that we come close to our target. 9.2, it wasn't a lot. Burn. I hit X to stop there, get rid of that, and we are 0.8 kilometers out. We can do a little bit of adjustment with the RCS. 0.7, 0.6, 0.5, 0.3. That'll turn the RCS off, so not wasting fuel. You created your account in 2022 or 23. So it's not that old then. Right. When we come around, we'll see our target. We'll be within a kilometre of our target. Set our attitude relative to target, retrograde. It's retrograde relative to target, not retrograde relative to planet or orbit. So there's our target, I assume. Cafe Alpha is the station. And we'll pass within a kilometre of it. I created some dumb YT shorts, but I evolved to good videos and shorts. Like to know to record games and everything. Yeah, I think you need different themes, don't you? I think one of the problems is with this main channel, I used to have all sorts. I just threw up all sorts in this channel, and the gaming got more popular than other videos I had, because originally this channel was meant to be for my drawings. I know I was doing time lapses of me working on my drawings and artwork. Oh, see, I'm not paying attention. We've got 100 meters per second difference we've got to make up. So we're going to go past it. We're going to blow past it. I should have done that burn earlier. Oh, there you go. It's not too far past. There you go. 300 meters away. It's not too bad. Yeah, having individual different themes for YouTube channels seems to be better. So what I started doing is creating multiple channels now and stick different videos on different themes on different channels. But I stopped posting because of app crisis. Like apps will make short storage dirty. So yes, I deleted the apps. Oh, it is annoying when you have too many apps, isn't it? I mean, yeah, there are loads of different apps you've got to have for all sorts of different things these days. There's the station. There's one of our landers, but that's not the lander I was looking for. That's not the lander I was looking for. Okay, let's I'll make sure the vessel name. I'm going to control vessel name. Right, we're gonna dock this there and until I made one last video of Roblox creatures and of scenario KDODIS. I don't know Roblox. I don't know how it works. I don't know what sort of game it is. I have no idea. But I mean, it's really popular. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, having different videos on different themes. I'm trying to select the docking port I am, but we could do with being a bit closer. Bro, in every video, my voice is young. And the audience still thinks I'm older. That's not necessarily a bad thing, is it? It's okay as you keep practicing on videos. I mean, I'm still developing. Your voice gets better. I think you get into a groove with your voice, and you work out as your confidence grows. I think your confidence comes over in your voice when you're making videos. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with your parents or anyone helping you make a YouTube video. You know, if you weren't making YouTube videos in the past, everyone had to have like help from other people because the technology wasn't as accessible as it is now. So yeah. Everyone needs help occasionally, but then there is also a benefit to try working stuff out yourself, and that's something I like to do. It's like I've got the rule down there in the description saying no backseat gaming, because I'll only tolerate a limited amount of suggestions of people saying you should do this, you should do that in the channel, because I do have a desire to work things out myself, especially with games. I do have a desire. You know, if there was a different sort of game, like it was a puzzle game or playing a first-person perspective game, I would like to find routes myself rather than anyone giving me help or saying you should do this or do that, or work out, say, what techniques or directions to go. That's that. Right, in order to stop this going out of control, I'm going to just transfer the fuel to the main tanks because it keeps the weight towards the center of mass. Because that's the thing that can cause problems out there. Just keep the weight in the center of central mass. I mean, I could have attached to one of these docking ports; it would have been more stable. But there we go. So that's got no fuel aboard now. It's got a little bit of monoprop. That should be okay. Right, that's one lander, but that's not the lander we're looking for. So if we go back out and try and find the other tug, not the three tugs are named after engineers. We've got Eiffel, Brunel, and Telford. So where's Telford? Telford. There's Eiffel. Eiffel needs work. It's broken. It needs work. So I know there's Telford. Switch to. I'm almost teenager now because I'm 9 years old. Oh, okay. There's the lander. That's what we need. That's the lander there. That's the lander. Not a huge amount of fuel on here, is there? Right, we could try and bring the Kerbals up to here then. We might have to make a second flight to bring fuel to this. Should we do that and then make a second flight and bring fuel to this? Let's take... are you actually 9? Yeah, that's what I was wondering, Galaxy Bolt. I was wondering, because are we just attracted a troll? I mean, even if Tebow is saying the truth, I mean, there's always the possibility that trolls can come in and start messing around in the channel. Saying things just to get a reaction. So it makes me want to ignore people if they start saying things just to get a reaction, and just ignore them. Yeah, isn't there age limits? Aren't there minimum age limits to YouTube? I'm sorry, Tebow, but I actually don't believe you either. I don't believe you're telling the truth either, and I feel the need to question it as well, like Galaxy Bolt does. I mean, even if you're telling the truth, please don't be offended. But live streams on YouTube, a public live stream, it's entirely possible we can get trolls here. Tebow, would you be offended if I muted you? Yeah, I agree. There you go. All their posts are gone. All their posts are gone. At least they disappeared from my chat anyway. Yeah, I mean, I kind of think they were a troll, to be honest. I think they were a troublemaking troll. Yeah, troublemaking troll. I mean, even if they weren't, you got to think about the wider picture. You know, the effect on the channel if they claimed anything or. YouTube's rules. Hell, it could have even been a bot for all we know. It could have even have been an AI bot. Could have even been an AI bot. Alright, back to Kerbal. Right, let's not get distracted, let's go back to Kerbal. Yeah, thanks for stepping in, Galaxy Pods. I wouldn't have known what to do. I wouldn't have known how to handle that. Anyway, yes, concentrate on Kerbal. Right, we've got the fuel in the front, so it should move the CG forward. Why aren't we flipping around? Should flip around. Come on. Flip around. Take off SAS. Because we've got the fuel in the front tank. Maybe there's just not enough fuel in the front tank. So there's another new speaker, is there? Oh, we're not going to get it. We're not going to get it. I have to do parachutes into the drink. Can we get it to the runway? Come on. That's how we get to the runway. The thing is, after a troll instance, you start not believing any new people who talk in your channel, didn't it? Oh, okay then, Software. Yeah, there's a few people that lots of people have said that when the years have been streaming Kerbal. But if you keep at it, and you keep learning, you keep having, learning from your mistakes in Kerbal, then I know it can get frustrated when things explode or they don't fly right or fly as you expect. But if you keep learning from your mistakes, keep refining your models and things you build in Kerbal, you do eventually learn it. And a reasonable number of shoots, a reasonable number of shoots. We just want to make sure it comes back in one piece. I just want to make sure it comes back in one piece. Now, right, we worked out that on the previous stream that this bit will give us 100. It can be on the grass by here and have 100% returned funds, because this is a career game. The returned funds makes a difference. Because we're slightly off. Will it give us 100% returned funds now? I think I'd go with the Wikipedia policy of assume good faith. Yeah. Yeah, someone did something weird. Someone was acting a bit strange. We weren't able to confirm whether they were strange or not. So yeah, they acted a bit strange. So I'm going to be a bit cautious about people who chat not very often. It's like Software, you've come. I don't recognise your name. Maybe you've been here before, or maybe you've chatted before, but you're not someone I immediately recognise. And Tom Black. So just in case, I will be a bit cautious about chatters in channel. So I mean, please don't be offended by that. It's like golf or something. I don't know, whack-a-mole. Oh, golf when getting the stages back to the runway. I mean, back to the runway or back to the launch pad. Right, we've got 100% of value, so it can be slightly off the runway and still get 100% of value. I didn't find getting into KSP too hard, but I played space games previously. I wish I hadn't waited 8 years to start playing again. Okay. Yeah, with Kerbal, you in order to get into Kerbal, you really gotta just stick at it. Making tiny mistakes. One of your rockets goes out of control. You move something on your rocket or change a part, and then suddenly it flies a little bit better, and then that means you've learned something. And then I think that's how the game is brilliant. That's how Kerbal stands out as a game, because you're learning things. And this is a career game, so we've got money to contend with as well. What are we doing now? Oh yeah, we've got the thing in orbit. We've got to stick fuel on the lander. I've got to find it now. We've got another deorbiter probe there. That's the one we launched earlier. There's the thing. We've got two. We've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 3 launch stages to deorbit. There we go. We've got this. Right. This has got the tourists aboard. We've got 2 tourists aboard. We'll take them to the lander now. Give this the fuel. Then we need to bring another one of these up and also transfer the fuel from that. Any type of game I've gotten into like this is probably from the depths. Hang on, let me do my nose. Sorry, I was just blowing my nose. Yeah, I haven't heard of From the Depths, but from the sound of it, if it has to be like Kerbal, a construction game, I'm just making me think of Subnautica. Well, I don't have Subnautica. I've never heard of From the Depths. I have watched people stream it. Right, where the hell is? What tug are we looking for? We're looking for Telford, isn't it? Telford's the tug. Because the tugs are named after engineers. There it is, Telford. says target. And we have a inclination difference of 2.3 degrees. We do the inclination burn closer to the apoapsis gives us the greatest effect. We'll do this an ascending node here. We'll set it anti-normal, which will be a descending burn. If we do a descending burn at an ascending node, it'll change the inclination. Mildly correct. What? So from the depth is like Subnautica, is it? From the depths. Like some sea creature. The Bala Lake monster. Yeah, see, we got a lake with a monster in it in Wales too, in Bala Lake. I've only driven past Bala Lake once. Clean Bala. It's like you build a ship, and you can battle missiles, and you have to engineer it in a state of so it's a ship, and then battle AI. You've been designed by someone who's a PhD in engineering. Okay. Building something to get blown up, yeah. Of course, so ships you build yourself and then send them into battle. Send them into battle. World of warships that you built yourself, basically. Yeah, I'm kind of sick of battle games where you got to play other players because I never had a good experience with Company of Heroes 2, but I'd rather play games like that, like Company of Heroes 2, on my own, and it's actually the game I've streamed the most and played the most. I have over 2,200 hours playing Company of Heroes 2, and that's a ridiculous amount of time playing one game. That's like 80 days of your life. 80 days sat here doing nothing but playing one game. You capture resource points like an RTS with a lot of engineering. So yeah, I mean that's how Company of Heroes works. You have resource points, and you got to capture the resource points. So that's the thing. Company of Heroes 2 probably has too much swearing in the game, not just from the player, to stream on YouTube. I mean, it's probably okay for Twitch, but I don't know about YouTube. Yeah, 3,000 hours in War Thunder, so I can't judge. Yeah, War Thunder. I've not played War Thunder, but I've seen other people. Yeah, and I can very much believe that people get 3,000 hours of war in that. Yeah, I can very much believe that. Okay, let's do this burn to come out to move our orbits closer. Oh, hang on. We're in the wrong position. I thought I was looking at the other thing then. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. So let's get closer. Right, we may have to do a RCS burn to adjust our orbit. Right, if we go past this point. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. Oh, I messed it up now. I did forward time warp rather than reverse time warp. All right. Hang on. Should we do it? Go around again. Go around again. That's wrong. See, I'm not concentrating now. I'm not concentrating. There you go, I'm not concentrating. That's quite a lot of time warp there. 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour. There we go. Sorry if that was a bit disorientating. Because I'm trying to. We just got a tiny 0.3 meters per second burn just to come alongside our target. Sorry, I made a mistake, so I was just correcting a mistake. Right, let's turn RCS on. Fire the RCS, which is the H. There we go. There we go. And that's all the burn we need. And as you pass there, it'll show us we can do a adjustment. There you go. 0.2. Our next orbit will be 0.2 kilometers away from our target. Hi, Syntax. You're not a bot as well, are you, Syntax? No, I know you're not. I know you're not. You're here often enough and talking like a normal human being. Right, there we go. We'll come alongside our target now. So I'll set retrograde, but retrograde relative to target, not relative to the orbit. So that means as we pass our target, we can do a burn and come alongside. Have you ever played automation and beaming drive, like design and car? Beam drive, yeah. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. Like a realistic driving game with all the damage. When was the last time I played driving games for a while? I mean, I could just go outside and drive a real car. But that one I don't want to damage. I used to play driving games. I can't remember what the hell I played. Oh yeah, I used to play. What was it called? The Nabisco one. Was it not Ultimate Race Pro? I forgot what it is. I've not BeamNG. That's right. That's the one. BeamNG. Beaming. Yeah. Shit, we're upside down. Let's put the aviation lights on. Turn it around. There we go. We're up the right way. Right, it's a Hugo Ken flag. Hugo Ken. What was the Nabisco driving game? Oh, what car do you have? You're English. I'm not English. I'm not English. I'm Welsh. So a Corsa is my assumption. No, I don't have a Corsa. I got a Toyota Paseo. I got a classic Toyota Paseo. It's a rare car, and it's on classic insurance now. I've got an automotive YouTube channel, which is linked somewhere on the channel. And I've got a walk around of it and stuff like that. Of course, it's dangerous when I'm doing stuff like that, like showing people my car when we've had bots and trolls in the channel tonight, isn't it? They're definitely not English, will not stand for being called English. Yes. Now, those down English stole all the vowels from your city names. Yeah, they stole all the vowels. Yeah, and all the C's as well, and all the K's. I mean, K's. We don't have K's. We don't have K's in Welsh. When all our C's are hard C's. Kerbal Space Program, yeah. Yeah, Kerbal Space Program, yeah. Sorry, it's maybe brilliant. Yeah, Kerbal Space Program. I went and subscribed to your car channel. Thank you, Softray. Yeah, the car channel is just basically me driving and having rants while driving. But I plan to do more with the car this summer. But I've just had a service in the last 24 hours on the car, but the car is not in a great condition. It needs work. But I'm hoping to go to some car meets over the summer. I'll do some drives with it. I haven't been out and running it for a while, so I could do that tomorrow, couldn't I? Well, I went to Cwmbran not so long ago. Right. Turn RCS off. F5. A good example of the English stealing the vowels is Q. We'll put some fuel into this back tank so that we've got fuel to deorbit this with. Right. Right, and then so make sure we've got fuel to deorbit that with, and the rest of the fuel is going in here. And we'll have to make another trip up with more fuel, I believe. Oh, we've got to make sure we are you going to do it pops and bangs? No, not pops and bangs. I'd like to keep it stock. It's got, hang on, why is that tabbed out? Yeah, there you go. No, I'd like to keep it stock. I'd like to keep it stock, and it just needs work, because it's showing its age now. It's got rust issues and there's mechanical issues. It's just showing its age. There we go. Right, we'll get those Kerbals across. So those Kerbals are going to transfer crew, transfer. So there's those. Now we've got the two tourists. Transfer crew, transfer there, transfer there. So all the tourists are in there. We just need another load of fuel coming up. So what I'll do is I'll deorbit this and we'll bring another load of fuel up. You like to keep stock just like your KSP. Yeah, just like the KSP. Just like the KSP. Although I've got the stock wheels, the original wheels on it, and there's a center, though they're alloy wheels, there's a center piece of the alloy wheels, and I've lost that before now, and I've had to get replacements. And so I may change the wheels at some point, so I don't have that plastic thing in the middle. Right, F5 before we unstage, not destage, I mean decouple, de-dock, undock, because there is a bug in Kerbal. Sometimes you can't undock parts. Right, T. So all the Kerbals are on there. We've got an engineer, a pilot, a scientist, and we've got two tourists, right? And we got this. So let's bring this back. So let's bring this back, and then we'll bring another load of fuel up. Yeah, because I'd like to show my car at car meets and car shows. I'd like to do more with it. There's a car show down the coast from me that I went to last year a number of times. Pops and bangs, I suppose, is when you have fuel going into the exhaust and it makes a pop or a bang sound, a loud sound. And you can change the size of your exhaust to change what the sound it sounds like. It's the sort of thing. I was going to say young people who think they're cool would do. But there's lots of reasons to pop some bangs because there's a lot of cars these days that will actually do that stock. A lot of performance cars will do it stock, and they'll out of the box they'll have a pop and bang map where you can adjust a setting or something with modern cars. And as I say that, I'm just outside, past my house, there's a car with a pops and bangs going past. Right, I do the deorbit burn from about 80,000 meters, 82 kilometers, 82,000 kilometers. So I'm setting the periapsis to about 82, and I'll lower the apoapsis before doing the deorbit burn. Every 90s hatchback owned by an 18 to 23-year-old in the UK does pops and bangs. That's true. That's very true. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they tried to do handbrake turns in a supermarket car park or something like that. Pops and bangs from the transmission. Good. Huh? From the exhaust. I'm Latvian. They started doing it here. My dog hates it. Yeah, it's an unexpected sound, especially, because I've heard one going past my house tonight, and it's 1:25 in the morning, like in the last 10 minutes, there's someone going past the house. It's 1:25 in the morning here. Yeah, I don't think pops and bangs sound that good. To be honest, I'd rather listen to the sound of a slow revving V8. A slow revving high capacity V8. That's a better sound to listen to. Mind you, a high revving V8s can sound good because there's a video on YouTube. You can search it of a highly tuned Bentley Continental GT3 going around Monza, a black one, and the sound on that is just immense. So I'm not sure which one of the YouTube channels have got it. One of the channels that videos racing cars and cars on the Nürburgring has got that video. Yeah, syntax. What is decade-old hardware, though? What is decade-old hardware? I mean, I rebuilt my machine in 2020, and it still feels brand new to me, and that's like 6 years ago. So even hardware 4 years previous to that couldn't have been that much different, are they? Because I don't think things has moved on as much as what people think they have. But then I don't know. I don't have newer hardware. The best sound is a gurgling rotary. A high rev rotary just can go to silly amount of revs per minute. I mean, that's the reason why a lot of people like the V10 engine in Lexus LFA, because it revs so bloody high. And the thing with the rotaries, they rev incredibly high. And old Formula One engines, they just rev incredibly high. 2-decade-old hardware. 2-decade-old hardware. You know, that's entirely possible, isn't it? So 20 years. What was 20 years ago? What was I doing? Yeah, what was I doing 20 years ago? Can't even remember what machine I had 20 years ago. Yeah, I guess I don't know how Kerbal would run on a machine that old. Difference between RTX 2080 and difference between the 1080 and 2080. Because I've got a 4060, by the way, if you need to know the graphics card. It's a 4060, and it was the last piece of hardware that I upgraded. It's hard drives I bloody need. Come on, slow down faster than that. We're going to overshoot and we were going too fast. Overshoot and we. So I was just wondering if we should stick a flag on the runway over there on the island runway. Yeah, the 4060 is still good for years, seeing as they started putting 3060s back into production. Yeah, 4060 should be good. It should work for a few years now. Yeah, we're going a bit fast. We're going a bit fast. Go on, slow down. Try and get it back to the runway. I know it's not the most elegant way of flying stuff the runway. We do actually have space planes and space gliders, but I'm just using the old stuff tonight, keeping it reliable, because we're still working out a workflow to use the gliders and space plane. So. Right, we've got to try and get it to the runway, closer to the runway as possible. All the chutes out a bit early. We get it? I'm looking good, looking good, looking good. Especially if you don't like AAA games, yeah. That's not bad. We got a second one on the runway. We got a second one on the runway. I don't think we can keep up this streak tonight, though. Yeah. Yeah, so those who are not here regular, that in case anything lands out there or in the water or on the up there, we've got vehicles that can go out and pick these up and bring them back to the runway. What does battery size mean about games? Huh? I don't understand. Oh yeah, AA, AAA, yeah. Quadruple A, yeah. People who play triple A games, they run out of power quite fast. That's what it is. 9 volt. 100% value. Right, we'll launch that again and take fuel up. NASA will be calling you tonight. They need a chief engineer. Yeah. So what's your solution to landing the next Artemis mission? Lots and lots of parachutes. You just pack more parachutes on board. You just, as soon as you get over the runway, just fire all the parachutes. You don't even have to land it in the water. I think the reason why they land it in the water is because it's harder to control the descent on the capsules than it is like with other. It doesn't have a lot of cross range capability, so landing on the water, you've got a large area to land in. Can't use parachutes on the moon. That's a good point. In Kerbal, you can use parachutes on the moon, it just won't work. Yeah, no parachutes on the moon. No parachutes on the moon. What are we after? Yeah, we've got to make sure the crew, there's no Kerbal. See, there's always Kerbals aboard. We're going to launch this one with no Kerbals aboard. We're just using it for fuel. We're just taking it up for fuel. Right, let me do my nose again. Right, that's better. Right. Put the SAS on, which is stabilization. Put the throttle down because we launch on the solids. And yeah, once the solids burn out, we'll use the liquid stage. We've got an SST over there that we need to mess with. You can create an atmosphere of the moon, and you'll be able to use parachutes. Yeah, we terraform the moon. F5 to quick save, and press space to fire. Start doing a maneuver as soon as we're up. Off the pad, press F to reset the SAS. Wait till the solids start burning out and stage the solids. Go on. What is this Kerbal rocket? Have you seen this one before, Syntax? This is one of the ones I do a lot of flights with. This is it's basically the same launch stage as the space plane we use, but it's got a different thing on the top. It's got a different module on the top. It's what we used before 3:35 a.m. It's a 1:36 here. Oh, good night, Sofray. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chatting, and I'll see you again. Yeah, Syntax. This is just the same launch stage as some of our other rockets, but we've got a different thing on top. Now, before the space plane we were working on, before we built the space plane we were working on, we used this. It's basically just a Kerbal bus to bring tourists and stuff to orbit. It also brings fuel to orbit, and that's why I'm bringing fuel to orbit now. The boosters are killing you. Yeah, we have lots of solids because I've been using this particular launcher for years. The solids are just get it, because they were cheap. Because it's a Korea game, the solids were cheaper to use. Yeah, one of the loaded screens has a Soyuz sort of analog, doesn't it? Oh, see, I'm talking with you and I'm not looking at the apoapsis. I've just made a mistake. I haven't done a proper launch yet. I haven't done a proper launch, so our apoapsis is way too high. All right, never mind. My fault for not paying attention. Right, there we go. The reason I'm using this tonight is because it brings a lot of fuel up, and we need to transfer fuel to the lander. Because what we're supposed to be doing tonight is going to Minmus and doing another Minmus lander. Yeah, there's lots of solid boosters on this launch stage, isn't there? Hang on, what was that? Make sure to have the fairing. You have to have the maximum amount of sides you get all the debris. More debris, the better. Where's our target? Where's the target? It's Telford, wasn't it? There's Telford there. There we go. Right. Things out. Perhaps apoapsis. Yeah, we're fine. We're in orbit. It's not the best orbit in the world, but it'll do. Well, not the best orbit out of the world, rather. Right, press space to stage, R to put the RCS on, press H to move the RCS out of the way. Right, and there we go. We'll deorbit that later. We've got like 4 of those, 4 or 5 of them in orbit now to deorbit. Press space again to turn on the engine. There we go. Right, there's no Kerbals aboard this. We just got fuel. We need to take the fuel to our target. Where's the apoapsis? Is there? The inclination node closest to the apoapsis is more effective to use. Ascending node, anti-normal, which means we do a descending burn at the ascending node. Warp to there. Wait till we do the maneuver, and then when we fire the engines, it means our inclination will change. And once our inclination is on the same as our target, we can start raising the orbit so we cross paths and then come alongside it. Right. It is possible to raise the orbit and change your inclination at the same time. Why do you use a Wolfhound engine? It's almost identical to the Poodle, but weighs more. Is that true? Is that true? That the Poodle's a better engine? Because is it because the Wolfhound's got better ISP or something? How does the Poodle compare to the Wolfhound? Yes. So you think the Poodle would be better? Because I haven't put a huge amount of thought into engine selections, apart from just the Vector, the Wolfhound. I just used like a couple of core engines. They're the same, but the Poodle has less weight. Oh, they're the same, but the Poodle has less weight. Well, I'll tell you what, when we launch this later, if I can remember, if you remember, or one of us remembers, then maybe we'll change the engine. Because I use the Wolfhound quite a lot. All right, we'll go back. We may have to change that on some of our designs because it's not that difficult to change an engine, is it? I don't think. I got a spreadsheet of Kerbal engines somewhere. Let me see if I can find it a sec. I'm just going to have a look for a spreadsheet. Oh, look, this Google Sheets is open. Kerbal engines, Kerbal engines. I have a spreadsheet. We'll just look at a spreadsheet. Poodle number 14. Cost is 1,300. Mass is 1.75. We're looking at Wolfhound. Cost is 3,000, so it's more expensive, is it? And the mass is, yes, it is. It's heavier. But is there any other difference? This is a big spreadsheet. ISP atmosphere, ISP vacuum. Right, Poodle is 350, whereas the Wolfhound is 380. So the Wolfhound's better in a vacuum, but not by much. Then you just got thrust to weight as well. Wolfhound have got 11.3 thrust to weight vacuum, and Poodle we got 14.57. So that kind of makes up for it. Don't know. I'm just looking at a spreadsheet there. It's probably not the most accurate spreadsheet in the world because I did it years ago. What are we going to do? Well, yeah, we have to raise our orbit. Our inclination's already the same, yes. Maneuver. 1.2 kilometers away, 0.8 kilometers away, 0.1 kilometers away. Attitude towards maneuver node, and we'll do a warp to next maneuver. Because I did have tugs that had used the Poodle years ago, but I think I deorbited them. I'm not sure if there's one still around somewhere. I think that was before what the DLCs. Didn't the Wolfhound come in one of the DLCs? Oh, 0.00 kilometers. We could even hit our target. Right, if we go warp to there, attitude relative to target, retrograde, and we wait to come by. The Wolfhound came in breaking history, not making ground. So it was one of the DLCs. 5. It's got 90 kilometers, 90 meters per second difference, so I'm just going to lower that bit. Okay, there we go, alongside. Right, do an approach now. We're supposed to be going to Minmus. It just seems like we've been streaming for 1 hour and 23 minutes, and we haven't even thought about going to Minmus yet. We're supposed to be going to Minmus because we got the contract. We're just getting the Kerbals into orbit. It's getting a bit cold in here as well. It says 21 degrees on my temperature thing. KSP reached the all-time concurrent player record because of Artemis 2. Oh, did it? Considering the game isn't actually being actively developed, that's awesome. That's awesome. I didn't know. Considering it's not being actively developed. Oh no, I got it. Still. I think there used to be podcasts and all sorts of stuff around KSP. And definitely something else needs to be done with the franchise, doesn't it? But to be honest, there's too much. I'd rather if KSP1 was still being developed, though I have heard from other people that apparently under the surface KSP1 is a complete mess. From a code standpoint, it's apparently a mess, and it's all full of patches and things and workarounds to try and get stuff to work. But I suppose, given a will and a way, and people could still actively develop it and fix things. If there's such a massive audience still for the game, it shows there is a call for games like this, isn't there? In fact, I think there's a call for sandbox games in general. I mean, we mentioned BeamNG on stream earlier. That's like a sandbox game, although it doesn't really appeal to me because I prefer to have cars stay in one piece. But yeah. Sandbox games which use real-world physics do have an audience. Is my microphone still on? Yeah, the microphone's still on. Oh, my knees are hurting because I'm still awkwardly sat on my chair because there's a cat under my desk. Oh, I could just select them at the same time, couldn't we? BeamNG also makes a very good driving sim. I need to look into it, to be honest. Because if you could just do regular driving, well, I don't know. It doesn't have. I don't have a steering wheel or anything like that. It's not quite the same if you're just using pressing buttons, even if you got a controller. As KSP, you're comfortable using the keyboard because you've got WASD and you've got IJKL for the translational controls. It's quite natural. I think we've got all the fuel we need, haven't we? We've got all the fuel we need. Should we stick some monoprop in there in case we need it? Five. It's extremely realistic, even with arrow keys, like me. Oh, so you play it with arrow keys? Okay. No, I did. I did briefly see other people playing it. I mean, what about My Summer Car? I've seen people play that as well. It's a Finland simulator. Right, we're going to leave this here so we can bring the Kerbals back aboard it. Right, we got the tug. This is Telford, because this was originally attached to the other tug to Brunel, but now we've got Telford on it. So we've got full fuel, full fuel, full fuel. Make sure we got full fuel. We got the Kerbals aboard. We got 1, 2, 3 professional Kerbals, professional in quote marks, and John Mill and Kleloff, which are tourists and they want to go to Minmus. All right, we've got everything. Control from here. Press T, press F5. I like BeamNG multiplayer mod, but personally barely play the base games without multiplayer. With the near sole exception of KSP. Why KSP failing was such a shame. Yeah, I mean, KSP 2, they could have done more with it. Kept at it. People would have forgiven the problems if they just kept developing it. People would forgive the problems. Realize, it's early, it hasn't long been released and that. But it sounds like behind the scenes, in the office, so to speak, there wasn't the same coherence of the team working on it, like other game studios do have. That's what it sounded like. Right, that's an ascending node. We need to get to Minmus over there. It's 3, so we've got 6.4 degrees of difference. That's a descending node, so we'll do an ascending burn. KSP has a multiplayer mod. Yeah, I know it does. I know. It's like the other game I play, which is the other realistic physics game I play is Derail Valley. Because I play Derail Valley. I like Derail Valley. I'd like to do some more Derail Valley streams in the future, even though I know they don't bring in a live audience. But my Derail Valley videos bring in views, but not necessarily live streams. Oh, you got to go. All right, TGT. I'll see you later then, Syntax. TGT. TGT. Time going something. Right, GTG. Got to go. Okay, I'm gonna mute my microphone. I'll put a podcast back on. Okay, if there's no one in chat. Herbal the Kerbal. Herbal the Kerbal. What a name. Okay then, we've been streaming for 2 hours 42 minutes. I'm going to take a break. I'm a bit tired. It's 3:07 in the morning. I have a new subscriber. Thank you for subscribing. That was probably one of the chatters earlier, but might not have been. So yeah, I'm going to take a break and I'll try stream in a couple of days' time maybe. Okay, stop streaming. Thank you for being here and good night, good morning.